to this beautiful Sunday morning. And we're going to practice a nice stretchy flow, kind of a little bit of everything today. So I hope that feels good to you. We'll stretch hamstrings and side body and spine, and then just give a little bit of warmth in the body as we flow up and down. Should feel good. So let's go ahead and begin. Find a comfortable seat. I would maybe suggest Sukhasana, or if that's not comfortable for you, find whatever seat you prefer to start your practice. Our first few minutes are really just designed to give us a minute or two to bring ourselves within. So I invite you to let your eyes shut or closed, and to allow the external stimulation of the room to begin to fade away. And then begin to notice your breath. It's so funny how it doesn't seem to matter how many times we practice meditative breath work. We always seem to catch ourselves by surprise when we realize, oh yeah, there's that breath. There's that breath that's underlying everything. So as we find our breath and we allow the body to come into a position where you feel centered and grounded, see if you can detect any places in the body that might be served by letting go of a little tension. Bring your awareness to areas that you might not expect, not just the shoulders, not just the spine or your hips or seat, but see if you can relax your fingers. You can bring your awareness to the space behind your ears. Let go of any residual tension in the tiny little muscles that surround your eyes. Letting the eyelids feel heavy. You can notice any other places that aren't typically where you direct your attention for relaxation, but still offers you a peek behind the curtain of what true and full relaxation can really mean. The breath can help us on this task, on this journey, because with a calm and centered breath, the mind is free to allow other aspects of your enjoyment of this moment to take over. Every day we have such running dialogue in our minds, but it's such a rare gift to have these few minutes when we can simply be with ourselves, be with the true nature of our heart, be one with the breath. Allow your breath to be smooth and long, luxuriating in each new inhalation, just just as you would if you were enjoying a lovely warm bath. The water softening your body, allowing it to release and let go and give yourself over to this beautiful sensation. Take several more breaths here. Establishing our presence and being, and a commitment and dedication to enjoying every aspect of whatever this practice is meant for you today. Let's take one more breath in. Draw it in slowly and allow it to rise to the top. Exhale and completely and 100% let it go. Very nice. Begin to open your eyes. Just bringing your gaze forward once again. And we are going to change the position of our seated posture to bringing the legs down the mat. So I'm going to turn to the side and just let your legs extend long. As you do, maybe bring your hands to your thighs and just give yourself a little massage. Feel into the tops of the thighs, maybe around the hips. Feel where it feels good to give yourself a wonderful releasing touch. Maybe carry it all the way down past the knees, down into the ankles, through the shins. The power of self-touch and self-massage can really be extraordinary and delicious. Just allow yourself to feel and touch and give your own body some love. And then come back up to the top. We're going to actually bend the left knee to start and allow the left knee to drop out to the side, bringing the foot into the inner right thigh. So sitting in a bent-legged position, wiggle around, feel your sits bones pushing down into the mat, energy lifting up through the spine. Just pause here for a moment, relaxing the shoulders, lifting up. And then as you exhale, we're going to softly fold forward, sliding your hands down the mat, and just allow yourself to gently fold forward over the right leg. We don't have to strain. We don't have to have a designated end point here. Just allow the body to fold forward. You may find that bringing your arms to blocks gives you a little bit of support. Or you can bring the hands all the way down. As you begin to descend, bringing your heart closer to the mat, feel your left hip outwardly reaching to the side and getting a little extra stretch into the joint of the left hip. You may feel this all the way around into the back body as well. Your right leg may be receiving the hamstring stretch, feeling all the way into deeply behind the knee. Use your breath to soften your approach. Soften down. Let your front body be loose. Your belly can simply drop forward. Your head reaches down. One more breath here. And then slide back up. Sit all the way up. Keep your hands going back behind you. You're going to actually roll down to your elbows, coming down to sort of propped position with the upper body propped. Bend your right knee. Take your left ankle over the right knee. And just begin to feel that left hip opening up a little bit more. Take a breath here and then see if you can lift your right leg up with the shin parallel to the mat. So a little bit of a supported supine pigeon or eye of the needle pose. We're just letting the legs open. You can tap that right toe down if that becomes too difficult to hold it up in the air. Just breathe into your left hip. One more. And then extend your right leg forward. Push yourself back up to the top. Slide the left foot back toward the right hip. So now your knees are stacked. We are going to again fold forward. This time you'll feel the sensation in both hips quite a bit differently than the first time through. Letting your heart drop down towards your left knee. Soften your approach. Just as a plane coming in for a landing lowers down a little at a time, softening, lowering, softening, lowering. Feel your shoulders relax. Breath moving in sync and in harmony with the releasing feeling in your body. Beautiful. Lift yourself back up, keeping the legs in the same position. Cross your left arm over the right, over to the right. Bring your right hand behind you and then engage in a little twist, this time lifting up through the spine, lifting the neck high, and then turning the rib cage to the right, starting to rotate as you gaze back, perhaps over the shoulder. It doesn't have to go back that far, just feeling that upper body get a beautiful twist. Very nice. And then turn all the way back to the front. Extend your left leg all the way down. Bend the right knee. We're going to start with the same sequence on the other side. Right foot in the inner left thigh, and we're going to gently fold forward. Keeping it a little softer than we typically might do in an extended Janusasana. Just letting the chest roll forward and down. And with each micro movement, notice where those areas of tension begin to relax. This is the working of the mind, not the body. The mind allows the body to relax. Beautiful breath, soft and slow. We'll take a couple more here. Inhale softly. Exhale fully. And then begin to lift back up. down again, coming back to our forearms, propping them down on the mat. Bend the left knee. Lift that open right leg and press the ankle over the left thigh. So again, you can stay here with the foot on the floor if that feels better, or you can lift that foot up, drawing the shin a little closer to your chest. Just take a couple of breaths here, really feeling into that right hip as the knee is pressed forward. Beautiful. Open, bring the leg down, lift yourself back up, and as you do, simply slide the right foot toward the back of the left hip. So we're sliding the leg around, stacking the knees, and then once again folding forward and down. This little sequence of stretches is so nice to do first thing in the morning before you've really gotten a little, a lot of mobility in the body. Really any time of day, but I do find that when I'm really tight and I'm just kind of starting my day, this is such a nice releasing way to get in touch with my hips and back and just offer myself some softness as I begin. Let's take one more breath here. Back up. We're going to take that little twist before we continue. So turning and bringing the right arm over the leg. Left arm's going to come behind us. And then just begin to turn your rib cage to the left. Continuing with the lift. It's very important that you do create that space in the spine. Lifting, and then if you want to look over your left shoulder, feel free. One more breath. And then come back to the center. All right, uncross the legs, bring them out and around underneath, and come to child's pose. So just press back, let the hips sink all the way back to the heels. Stretch out your arms in front. Into extended child this time, noticing the energy flow up and down the spine from the tip of the tailbone all the way up and over the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. Let it all the way out. From this extended child's position, we're going to slide both hands to the left side of the mat. So we're just going to keep that extension, but sort of slide them over to the left. Left arm will be at 10 o'clock on the clock face. Right arm will be at 11 o'clock. Reach out with that left arm and feel the stretch as it comes all the way out the outside of your bicep, into the shoulder, back over the shoulder blade, and all the way past the ribs. Breathe into the side body stretch. And then slide your hands to the center of your mat. Let's take that little stretch to the other side. Both hands reaching out in front, but then sliding to the right side. Right hand at 2 o'clock, left hand at 1 o'clock. And release it down. All right, slide the hands back to center. Lift back up to hands and knees position. Begin to roll your ribs around in a circle, creating like a giant barrel, dropping down and then pushing out to one side, lifting up in the back, rolling it to the other side. Just picture, if you would, Someone cranking the barrel of your body around. See how tall you can get it at the top and low at the bottom. Just really get some nice mobility into the spinal column. And the next time you come up to the top, let's change the direction, rolling the barrel the other way. Sometimes it helps to bring a little softness into the elbows so we can really let the body expand into the space, rotate around, and then eventually come back to the center tabletop position once again. Curl your toes under. We're going to lift the knees up into a downward facing dog. So lift those knees, begin to press the hips up and back, and then right away widen your dog, bringing the toes to the outside of the mat. Not outside the mat, but right to the edges of the mat. So it's a nice wide-legged, downward-facing dog. Again, extending that stretch all the way up from the top of your head back to the tailbone. And then bend one knee, bend the other knee, and just let your alternate heels drop and lift. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then we're going to come forward into a plank position, and then just slowly, gradually let yourself come down to your belly. Hands are still in the same placement on your mat, underneath your shoulders. Tuck your elbows close to the body. Lengthen your head forward. Legs are still wide, so the tops of your feet are pressing down, preparing for a wide-legged cobra. Lift up through the upper chest. Allow your strong back muscles to lift your chest, just a baby cobra to begin. Head reaching forward. Back muscles, erectors are engaged in helping to create the lift. Very little pressure on the hands for this. Feel into the back bend. Take one more breath. And then we're going to actually reach the right arm forward. Reach the right arm, so lift it off the mat, reach the right arm forward, and then lift the left foot up. So you're reaching in a diagonal, right hand, left toes, reaching forward and back. Keep it about 4 inches off the mat, off the floor. And then bring the right hand back. It can steady you on the mat, and we'll take that little diagonal extension the other way. Left arm reaching forward, right toes lifting up. So it's almost like a little half Superman. If we were flying through the air, we are only using one arm at a time. But feel the energy flow moving up and down the body. Back muscles are engaged here. Bring the foot and the hand back down. Press yourself up, and this time press back to child's pose in a wide-kneed child's pose, meaning knees are open wide. We're just going to let the soft belly drop down between the thighs, and the head comes all the way to the mat. Full breath here. Exhale. And then come back up to tabletop position. Once again, bringing yourself to downward facing dog, this time with legs in the traditional position, hip distance apart. So once you're in your downward dog, lifting up through the belly, feeling that support into the back, the lumbar spine. We're going to lift the right leg up. Three-legged dog. Reach that right foot behind you. Point the toes, stretch it up and back. And then we're going to bring it forward into a lunge position. So knee comes into the chest. You're going to bring that leg all the way forward, or you're going to take your right hand and help it into position. So starting off in a strong runner's lunge, left thigh reaching up. Look forward about 2, maybe 3 or 4 feet in front of your mat so that you can help to accentuate the stretch through the spine. Take a deep breath here. Remember, hands can be on your blocks as well. And then reach that right arm forward. Stretch those right fingers as far off the mat as you can. Inhale, lift the arm up, twisting the ribs to the right, and then carrying that all the way to the back. So a beautiful arcing motion with the right arm. Then we're going to let that right arm come back down, and we're going to lower the left knee. Anjaneyasana, low crescent preparation. Hip flexors, ooh, deep stretch here. Let your pelvis sink down, feel supported. And then we're going to let the arms lift up, gracefully floating and reaching up. Feel as if your arms are weightless here. They're just floating like 2 helium balloons are attached to your fingers. And this helps take the strain off of the shoulders. A lot of times we're trying to reach so high and be so stiff and hard. Soften up. Release. And then you can bring your hands forward and back down. Straighten the right leg. Let's take it to half splits as we push the right hip toward the back of the mat. Walk the hands back up underneath so we can lift up and extend. Spine is reaching forward but nice and long. And ooh, what a great stretch into the lower back. Do you feel it? Do you feel it all the way down? Deep breath. Bring the hands forward once again. Lift the left knee back up. Prepare yourself to lift all the way as we push down into the right foot. And let the whole body rise up into a high crescent lunge. Chest is reaching forward. But again, the shoulders and the arms are soft. Find some ease where you can. Don't make it hard. Breathe. And from this high crescent lunge, we're going to transition to Warrior One. Simply by lowering the left heel, shifting the pelvis slightly as it slightly turns to the left. So now my pelvis is turning toward the upper left corner. Then to bring the position back into alignment, we're simply going to turn the rib cage back to the front. So the turning of the spine happens from the upper back, not from the pelvis. Deep breath. Bring the hands out to the side for airplane arms. Swing them forward, lift them up, and then straighten the right leg. Extended pyramid pose. Both legs are straight now. Breathe. Front body greatly open from fingertips all the way down. And then bring the hands forward. Bend your front knee. Bring them down to the mat or the blocks. Blocks would be preferred here because we're going to launch onto the right foot and let the left leg float up behind us for standing splits. Deep breath. This is a balanced pose, but we have our hands on the blocks so we can take the support. Let the left foot come all the way down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, first bringing your hands to your waist, and then hinging up, just like a tin soldier, all the way to the top. Bring the arms up and overhead. Clasp your hands over your head, and then turn the palms up to the sky. Inhale, deep stretch on both sides of the body. Take a little bit of a stretch to the right. Come back to the center. Take that same lateral stretch to the left. Come back to center. Swing the arms down and forward fold. Bend your knees. Bring your hands down to the mat and walk the feet back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. And then from our downward facing dog, we'll lift the left leg up for a three-legged dog. Lifting the left leg this time, reaching it up behind us. We're going to swing it forward and come to lunge. So you're going to just bend the knee, give yourself some space to bring that leg up, or take your left hand and help it into position. And use those blocks here as you move into your lunge if you like. Nice strong right leg this time, lifting up. Feel the support coming from the lower core body. There's where your strength lies. Look forward, extend that spine. And this time, bring your left hand forward. Reach that hand extra long. Reach, reach, reach. And then lift it up to the top, turning your rib cage as you initiate the twist. Bring that hand all the way to the back. And then let it drop down, back to the block, lower the right knee this time. Low crescent. Make sure that you're giving yourself a little bit of grace if your hip flexors are tight. This can be pretty intense. So then we're eventually going to press down into that front foot. Give ourselves support through the center and let the arms float upward. Chest is expanding. Inhale, feel that expansion. Open your heart. Relax those shoulders down. Hands are soft. Maybe even move the fingers around a little bit. Just give yourself a little space. And then let the hands come forward and down. Roll back over the right knee and the left heel. Come to half splits. Left leg straightens. I didn't say that very clearly. Straighten the left leg. Flex through that left foot. And then push the left hip to the back. Right hip forward. Lift up and extend your head forward. Just pause and feel what's happening. I can describe it all day long, but you are the ones that have to feel it. What does it mean to you? That is the journey of yoga. Forward once again. Come back to the runner's lunge position by lifting the right knee up. And then power up by pressing your left foot down, using your core muscles. Let the body rise up in response. Lift Open. Feel yourself reaching into this day with an open heart, maybe even a smile on your face. And then to move from high lunge, we're simply going to lower the right heel down. That shifts the pelvis slightly back and slightly to the front diagonal. Then to create the proper alignment once again, we're simply going to turn the rib cage back so that it's facing front, keeping the pelvis in a nice comfortable position appropriate for our bodies. Nice deep breath. Let the arms come out to the side. Swing them down and forward, and then as you lift them back up, straighten the left leg. Open-hearted, extended pyramid posture. And then from this pyramid, we're going to bring the hands forward, bend the front knee, reach the hands back down to our blocks. Please use blocks for this just to help with the positioning of the body. Launch your weight onto the left leg and let the right foot rise up behind you. Standing splits. Stay connected to your breath. And then bring the right leg all the way down. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, bring your hands to your waist. Hinge upward, straight back, lifting. Reach the arms out, up again. This time, drop the right arm down by your side. Left arm comes directly over the ear. Beautiful side stretch. Bring the right arm up, let the left arm drop down. Crescent moon to the left. Both arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana once again. Bend your knees. Hands come all the way to the mat. Walk the feet back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. Energizing and replenishing. And then come forward. Drop to your knees, and we're going to roll back down to the belly once again. So just let yourself gracefully come down. Now, from this belly position, we are going to roll to the right side. Let's see. I think that'll be good if you're facing the camera. So turn to your right side. I'm going to be facing away from you, but that's okay. Prop your head in your hand and slightly bend the lower leg. So your right leg is going to have a slight bend to it. Then bring your top leg, your left leg forward, straightening it so that it's coming off 90 degrees from the body, if you can. All right, so we have that left leg reaching forward at 90 degrees. Now from here, we're going to bend the right knee all the way and push the right knee so that it's pointing down toward the end of our mat, the back side or the end of the mat. We're moving into cat pulling its own tail. If you know this posture, then you know where we're going. Roll your left shoulder back behind you. Take your hand and reach to see if you can grab hold of your right foot. If they cannot connect, they may be miles apart. That's okay. Reach that general direction. And then let your head come down onto your shoulders. So release the hand. Relax your head down. And then at your leisure, roll slightly to your back and just relax there. If you have the handhold on the foot, then those two stay connected. If not, you're just reaching those two limbs toward each other. So if you've created something that doesn't feel comfortable or doesn't feel like you can sustain it, readjust. It's okay. Not every posture is meant for everybody. But if it just feels a little strange, or maybe, a little different, then give the body a chance to relax down into it. This is giving you a big opening in the upper chest. It should be stretching your right thigh muscle and quad. It is deeply stretching into the left IT band. There's a lot going on in this pose, and we're going to hold it for a few more breaths. This is taken from Yin Yoga, so sometimes it takes a little while to get into the posture, but then we hold it for effect. Bring yourself back to awareness of breath. Center yourself there. Release the foot. If you had that in your hand, just let it go. Take your left arm back across your body and just allow yourself to roll to the center. Come into your belly, prone position. Cross your arms in front. Just give yourself a breath or two in Makarasana, letting everything neutralize and come back into sync. To the other side, we're going to roll to the right side of the body to start. So roll to your right side. It's usually best if you start with your head propped in your hands so you can get comfortable on the side. Allow yourself a little bend in the lower leg just to help yourself feel stable. And then slide your top leg, your right leg this time, slide it forward. It stays straight if you can keep it straight. This is just going to accentuate the stretch into the outside of the hip. And then bend your left knee. See if you can point that knee directly down to the lower end of your mat. Pushing the foot back behind you. And then you can start to roll the right shoulder, opening up as you roll to your upper back and reach your right hand back toward your left foot or toes. Then you can let your head come down and feel your way into this side of this stretch. You can reach the foot on this side. Maybe you couldn't before. Either way, we're just accommodating for exactly where you are today. Let your breath calm the mind. Once the mind is calm, the body will follow. breaths here. If we were in a true yin class, we might hold this for as long as 10 minutes. But we're not going to go quite that far today. We're just going to dip our toe in a little bit, as they say. Try to relax everything down. Let's take a couple more breaths. Release the foot from the handhold. Start to roll back to your belly. Bring it all back into the center. And once again, fold your arms. Let's let everything neutralize in crocodile pose. Feeling yourself deeply grounded, connected to the earth below. Press yourself up, lift up and back. Let's everyone take child's pose one more time, just letting tailbone curl up and down behind us. At least a full breath or two here. Come forward to hands and knees. Swing the legs around. And we're going to roll all the way to the back, preparing for just a couple of cooling postures and then Shavasana. So as you roll to your back, let's lift the knees up. Place the hands on top of the knees. Maybe create some little circles for the sacrum, circling around, feeling again that wonderful sense of self-massage, giving yourself what the body craves. Deeply releasing any other tension in the SI area, lower back. Bring the legs all the way down. Open your arms into a T off the shoulder. Widen your legs so that the feet are out to the outer edges of your mat. And let both knees drop over to the left. If you like, you can turn your right ear down toward the earth. And release in this static windshield wiper position. Lift the knees back up to center. Keep the feet where they are. Turn your head and then drop everything the opposite way. Just let the knees descend down, nice and wide. Letting those quads and hips get one final stretch. And lift everything back up to the center. Bring your feet back to the middle of the mat. Let's let them extend fully down as we come into Shavasana, traditional corpse pose. Neutralizing everything by just finding some equanimity. Both sides of the body equally weighted on the mat and from top to bottom. Palms are up. If you would prefer to feel or you're ready to receive energy from the universe today. If you prefer to be more grounded and a little more connected to earth, turn your palms down. From here, we'll invite ourselves to a state of being once again. Being and not doing. As always, I want you to feel free to stay here as long as you like. gratitude, giving yourself this time today. And then you can help yourself up gently and softly. We'll lift our arms up, reach them into this beauty of a day and into the peace we've created in our hearts, offering gratitude to ourselves and to the universe. Thank you. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
You're so welcome. Thanks everyone for joining.
Awesome.